I think we played as hard as I've seen a Navy team play since I've been here. We just hustled all over that field, especially in the first quarter, and just set the tone for the game. I was really proud of ourselves offensively. Our offensive guys just hung in there. You know, it was somewhat sloppy in the first quarter, and they didn't let that frustration get to them. I think the transition certainly helped, but there was an energy when that ball was on the ground that was contagious. So I'm really proud of our guys for that.
What can you say of Jackson? He really gets the team going. He scores right off the opening face-off from 11 seconds into the game. He scores, you know, the second goal of the game for you. I mean, I think for a defensive midfielder to score the first 2 goals of the game really jump-starts things.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not afraid to say this. He's our best player. You know, he's our best, most complete, most impactful player. And, you know,
Xavier looks hurt.
It's okay. He'll get over it. You know, I think just the, you know, he impacts so many things around the field. You know, he plays great defense, the middle of the field, wings the face-off. He plays some offensive shifts. He scores in transition. He plays in transition. You know, he's one of those guys that can impact the entire game. And when, you know, somewhat as he goes, we're going to go a little bit. You know, and it's not to say that there's not other great players. I got you, X. Don't worry. But he's just – today was a day that he shined, and I think more people are going to start to notice that. It's a thing we've seen for a couple of years now. He's really grown into the position that I forced him into playing. So
Bonnet's also scored. Do those guys have the green light to shoot the defensive midfielders or defenders, whoever's going down on transition?
Absolutely. You know, everybody's an offensive player. We think the first offensive play is a ground ball. You know, when the ball goes on the ground, it's an offensive play. When it's a save, it's an offensive play. And those guys have the green light to be offensive players in the middle of the field. Certainly take what's given to them. But, you know, I think we were pretty solid in that area of the field today. And there's a contagiousness to it. You know, the guys now see that what it looks like when it works, so they start to sniff out opportunities to create those transition plays, which is a fun way to play.
Jackson, can you talk about what is your mindset when either off a face-off or in a clearing situation? Would you just kind of, if it's there, you're going to take the shot?
Yeah, well, the past 3 years since I've been playing defense, we've been trying to be a transition team and working through all fall, all spring, trying to really make that the mindset. So now that I'm in a position where I can do that, it feels really good, and I think that the mindset definitely is to take every opportunity you can in transition, because as you see, with all the opportunities that we had, it's a lot easier to score than a 6-on-6 offensive set, and even all the transition goals that we had today, we still left a lot on the table. So
you were recruited as an offensive midfielder?
I was.
And do you resisted being moved to defensive midfield?
I didn't see much opportunity as an offensive midi in my first year here, and when I got the opportunity to play defense and see the field, I took it and never looked back.
I mean, so have you grown to love the position?
I have.
As the coach said, you can impact so many areas of the field.
Yeah, I've grown to love it, and I've been given the opportunity to play a little more offense this year, but I love playing defense. That's where my mind is.
So, Coach, we all wondered what being able to focus fully on lacrosse, would it make a difference for Xavier Arline? So far in 2 games, he's looked pretty darn good. Can you talk about the way he's playing?
Yeah, I mean, I've said this before, how proud of him that I am for everything he's been through, right? The ups and downs in his athletic career here, the amount of things he's had to do. There's no other midshipman on the yard that's dealt with the pressure he's dealt with, the time commitment, the situations, the success, the disappointment. He's handled it as well as anybody I can ever imagine. And now that he's solely focused on this team and this season, I think you're seeing who he is as a player, you know, and he seems relaxed, he seems poised, and it's the first time, and I haven't said this to him, it's the first time I think that I've been around him that I sense a joy that he really has, you know, and to me, that's the most important thing. You know, I want him to finish his athletic career here with an unbelievable experience, because, you know, not only is he a great player, he's a wonderful human being that's going to do awesome things, whatever he chooses to do, you know, and certainly serving our country. But, man, it's fun to watch Xavier Arline have fun on the lacrosse field. It really is.
So, X, do you think it has helped you? I mean, are you playing the best lacrosse of your college lacrosse career?
Do I think it helps? I think it helps to be where your feet are at all times, and just kind of buying into what made me play this game in the first place was because it was fun and I enjoyed it. That's why I picked up a stick when I was young. So, I mean, it's early. I'm not, focused on accolades or anything like that. I'm focused on helping this team win and doing my role in that. So I think so far, 2 games, I think it's helped so far. But, after we enjoy this one, we're on to the next. So, it's good to enjoy it and to see success around the team and the program, and it feels good. But it's early. And actually, to be honest with you, no one cares if you win in February. Everyone cares when you win down the stretch, so that's what we're working towards.
You're playing out front and off the ball a little more than the past. It looks like you're comfortable doing so. You had 2 shots from out front that were pretty darn good. You getting accustomed to that?
I'm trying to just build different aspects of my game. And I think that comes in, understanding the college game and how that varies from the high school game. It's something that I miss in the fall every year. Being with football is that I don't get to learn as much. I have to kind of learn at a faster rate coming back in the season in January. So I'm just, it's really hard to defend guys that are all over the place. No one wants to chase you. But it also opens up guys in other spaces for them to have success too. So just in terms of, like I said, I'm just trying to build all aspects of my game. It seems like it's going all right so far.
So, Joe, this is the most goals Navy scored in the first 2 games of the season since 1994. I don't know how good Mount St. Mary's and Hofstra will turn out to be defensively, but it really doesn't matter. It's about you and how your offense looks, and it looks like you've got good spacing, good movement, and you're shooting at Coach Cottle's talked about shooting percentage being second to last in the nation, and today you're up in the 30% above 30 again.
It's a testament to the work of the guys, and certainly Coach Cottle's made an impact, and Coach Miller. Coach Miller's out on the field 30 minutes before practice every single day, and he's working on individual work with these guys. He's working on shooting technique. He's working on shooting reps. That makes a difference. It makes a difference in the mindset. It makes a difference in their performance. Xavier and Dane Swanson were the first 2 guys on the field twice this week, and they beat their teammates by 7 or 8 or 10 minutes. When you have seniors doing that, you have a chance to look the way we look today, and now the challenge for us is just continuing that, and we have to get better from here.
So, actually, any thoughts on why the offense looks so much better? And clearly, you're shooting at a higher percentage. You're putting ball on cage, you're putting in spots the goalie can't make a save. I mean, in years past, there's been a lot of high, wide, or right at the goalie.
Well, I think the beautiful thing about this game in team sports is the variety of skill between each player. And those teams that can take the strengths of everyone on their team and put it together as one are the teams that have the most success. So I think we're just starting to figure out, really what everyone's strengths is, and we're starting to see pieces of us putting it together, and that's the result you've seen the last 2 weeks.
So, Joe, can you talk about the defense at about the 11:44 mark of the fourth quarter? They've only got 4 goals. Actually, at 10 minutes of the fourth quarter, you kind of cleared the bench, and they scored some cheap ones late. But, I mean, holding a team to 4 goals when it counts, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, listen, John Orson's one of the best out there, and, his group plays for him. This was an important game for us. Just personally. And, John always acts like a professional and will prepare his team, but he had a little edge this week. And I think the guys felt that. It was never talked about, out in front, but the guys want to perform well for him. He's built a great team defense, and I'm excited for him. I'm excited for the guys to get some success today.
Well, Jack, what do you think you all are doing defensively? I mean, that's a pretty solid performance all around. They're not getting a lot of openings. They're having to take shots that are the type you want your goalie to see.
I think that, like Coach Amplo said, we're playing for Coach Orson. And everyone on the defensive end would do anything for him, and we really trust him. We trust his game plan. We trust the things that he says to us. And I think more than anything, there's a lot of younger guys stepping up into big roles. You look at A.J. Marsh, Jack Norton, Justin Queen, Chad Connolly, all those guys, they've been playing a lot better than they have in the past, and they're staying after practice, they're putting in extra work, and that's the result you see out on the field.
Hayashi, 16 of 23 on the faceoffs again. I mean, at one point in the first half, it was make it, take it. That's how you built that big lead. You score, get the ball back. What can you say about the impact Zach's having on this
Yeah,
team?
I mean, he's having a great impact. He really is. He's a warrior. I said it last week. He was out there again today. I don't know how many, what would you say, he took 23 faceoffs?
16 of 23.
Yeah, so, I mean, he's wise beyond his years. It's funny, he didn't do so well on a test yesterday, and one of the guys said to him, "You're actually human," because the kid he's almost perfect at everything he does, and he's he looks at the face-off game, and he's so crafty and so knowledgeable about it, and he works so damn hard. But the biggest thing about him is such a competitor. You know, he's an unbelievable competitor. It's fun to watch, fun to be around.
So what is it like for you, Blake and John, playing your alma mater? I mean, do you really like putting it on your alma mater?
I mean, listen, I said to those
And your
guys,
former friend, your friend,
yeah, and Seth's one of my best friends in the world, you know? I mean, one of the coolest moments for me today was when my daughter walked over to Seth and said hello to him. You know, she calls him Uncle Seth. Like, that's the relationship that him and I have. But when the whistle blows, it's another game, you know, and it's two guys trying to get their teams to compete at the best of their ability and be successful, you know. So after the game, I told those kids afterwards I'll be their biggest fan moving forward, right? And I just told them to hang in there. It's a long year and make Hofstra proud, which I know they will.